Connor Zilisch and Shane van Gisbergen have won 11 of the last 13 NASCAR road course races between them. 11 out of 13. Going into Watkins Glen, Zilisch was chasing his third straight win at the same track. Van Gisbergen was defending his Cup title there, and both of them were doing 3 races in 3 days. This is the weekend that tested everything they built. Before we get into the weekend, you need to understand exactly who these two are. Shane van Gisbergen drives the number 97 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing in the Cup Series. He won 5 of the 6 road course races in the entire 2025 NASCAR season. 5 out of 6. He showed up at Watkins Glen last year and won by over 11 seconds. That was his 4th straight road course win in a row. The man does not lose on tracks that turn both ways. Connor Zilisch, his teammate at Trackhouse, 20 years old. He won 10 races in the 2025 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series season. 10 races in 1 year. He then moved up to the Cup Series full-time for 2026. And while his Cup numbers have been rough, 33rd in the standings with no top 10 finishes in 14 starts. The moment you put him on a road course, he turns into a different driver. He won the O'Reilly Series race at Watkins Glen in his very first start there in 2024. Became the youngest winner ever at that track. Then he came back in 2025 and won again from the pole. So heading into this weekend, the question was not whether SVG or Zilisch would win. The question was which one of them would win. Then Friday happened. Here is something that makes this weekend unlike almost any other on the NASCAR calendar. All 3 Trackhouse Racing Cup drivers, SVG, Zilisch, and Ross Chastain, signed up to race in every single series at Watkins Glen. The Truck Series on Friday, the O'Reilly Series on Saturday, the Cup Series on Sunday, 3 races each. 3 days, the logic was simple. Watkins Glen is a 2.45-mile road course with 11 turns. The only way to get faster is to get more laps. And when you are a road course specialist, every extra lap counts. But triple duty cuts both ways. More laps means more chances to crash. More chances to burn out your team. More chances to carry damage from Friday into Saturday and Sunday. SVG made his first ever NASCAR Truck Series start on Friday. Zilisch was trying to win in the Truck Series for the first time. Chastain has 120 Truck Series starts on his record and 5 wins, but he had not been in one since 2024. 3 Cup drivers in a truck race, 6 total in the O'Reilly race on Saturday. And one more thing to note. Dystany Spurlock was also on the entry list for the O'Reilly race on Saturday. She would become the first black woman to start a race in any of NASCAR's 3 national divisions. The weekend had layers on top of layers before a single lap was run. Remember that triple duty note, because the results from Friday are going to show you exactly why those extra laps either help or hurt. Keep that in mind. The Truck Series race on Friday was supposed to be a tune-up lap session for Zilisch and SVG, a chance to learn the track before the races that actually mattered to them. Instead, it became the first sign that this weekend was not going to follow the script. Zilisch was fast. He won Stage 2. He led 28 laps. He was the best truck on the track for most of the night. But then came a pit road penalty for Caden Honeycutt, a restart violation by Gio Ruggiero, a Shawshan-forcing wreck by Ross Chastain, who got penalized for jumping the restart zone and then got collected in a Turn 5 crash. The race went to overtime, and on that overtime restart, a 22-year-old in his 67th career Truck Series start with 0 wins to his name took the lead from Zilisch in Turn 1 and held it to the finish. Caden Honeycutt beat Zilisch in overtime. On a road course, the same driver who had just won the ARCA race on the same track a few hours earlier. Zilisch led 28 laps and got 0 points for it. SVG finished 3rd, which was actually the best possible outcome for him. He got his laps in, learned the track, walked away clean. His team had to hand him a wrench mid-race to fix his own rearview mirror. That is not a sentence you expect to write about a Cup Series driver in a truck race. But that is what happened. Chastain finished 28th. So after day 1, Zilisch was beaten on a road course. The one thing he is not supposed to lose. SVG came out clean but winless, and a driver nobody expected to beat them actually did it. The 2 road course kings came to Watkins Glen together. They did not win together on day 1. Now we get to what Zilisch actually cares about most this weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series Mission 200 at the Glen, 82 laps. Saturday at 4 p.m. on the CW, Zilisch is going for his third straight win at this track in this series. Not 2 in a row, 3 in a row. He won in his very first start here in 2024, from the pole, leading 45 of 90 laps. Youngest winner in the history of the event at 18 years, 1 month, and 23 days. He then came back in 2025 and won again from the pole. But here is the part that did not make many highlights. After he won in 2025, Zilisch climbed out of his car and stepped up onto the window ledge to celebrate. He slipped. He fell from the car. He broke his collarbone. The win at Watkins Glen was the start of 4 straight victories for him, but it nearly ended his season before that run could happen. Now he is back. Teammate SVG is racing alongside him in the number 9 JRM Chevrolet. JRM has won the last 10 road course races in the O'Reilly Series, 10 straight. And JRM has won 4 straight at Watkins Glen. Specifically, Zilisch wants race number 3 at this track. The only person who can really stop him on Saturday is the teammate sitting right next to him in qualifying. Van Gisbergen won the O'Reilly race at COTA back in February, his 5th career win in the series. He has never won at Watkins Glen in the O'Reilly division. Saturday is his shot. Zilisch versus SVG, 2 teammates at JRM on Saturday. 2 Cup rivals at Trackhouse on Sunday. Same 2 drivers, different cars, different colors, same track. This is the storyline that makes this weekend different from anything else on the 2026 calendar, and Zilisch is already down 1 race after Friday. The three-peat is his only shot to reset that. If Saturday is Zilisch's race to win, Sunday belongs to SVG. The Go Bowling at the Glaps, the Cup Series, the race NASCAR added 10 extra laps to for 2026. SVG is the defending winner. He led 38 laps last year and won by a margin that made it look easy. But here is what the defending winner's 2026 season looks like right now. Winless, 11 races in, 19th in the standing. His best finish this year was 6th at Atlanta. His most recent run before Watkins Glen was a 17th at Texas. The only road course race of 2026 so far was COTA in Austin, and Tyler Reddick took that one from him. Reddick led 58 laps, SVG led 2. That is the exact opposite of what SVG usually does on a road course. So SVG comes into Watkins Glen with one goal: prove that COTA was the exception and that road courses still belong to him. The Cup field knows what he can do here. He finished 2nd in 2024 in overtime after Chris Buescher passed him on the final lap. He won by 11 seconds in 2025. His career average finish at Watkins Glen is 1.5. 1.5 in 2 starts. Championship leader Tyler Reddick is sitting 100-plus points ahead in the standings and 5 wins deep into the season. He won at COTA. He is the only other driver with single-digit Cup odds this weekend. Chase Elliott won at Texas last week, his 2nd win of the year. He has 2 career wins at Watkins Glen and has finished top 10 in 6 of his last 8 road course starts. William Byron has a win, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 66 laps led in his last 7 Watkins Glen starts. Every one of those drivers is coming for SVG on his home track, and Zilisch in Cup has been exactly what you would expect from a 20-year-old rookie on ovals. 33rd in the standings, no top 10 finishes. But when the asphalt starts twisting, that number means nothing. He already has 3 Watkins Glen wins on his record before Sunday even starts. Take a step back and look at what this weekend actually is. Zilisch and SVG together have won 11 of the last 13 NASCAR road course races. They both chose to race 3 times in 3 days at the same track. Day 1, a 22-year-old with 66 previous winsless starts beat them both in the Truck Series. That is the story of this weekend. Not just one race, the whole thing. The road course kings showed up to their best track, and immediately, someone who was not supposed to be in the conversation handed Zilisch a loss and showed SVG the back of his truck. Now Zilisch needs Saturday to prove Friday was a bad night and not a sign of something more. SVG needs Sunday to prove that COTA in 2026 was a blip and not a new trend. 2 drivers, 2 very different problems. The same track, back-to-back days. Remember how we started. 11 of the last 13 road course races. Going into Watkins Glen, that number felt like a guarantee. Then Honeycutt won Friday with 2 overtime laps. And suddenly the whole weekend opened up. That is what Watkins Glen does. It does not care about your resume. It does not care that you won 5 road courses last year or that you have won here twice already. It gives you a 245-mile, 11-turn answer every single time. SVG and Zilisch own road courses, until Watkins Glen reminds everyone that nobody owns anything in this sport.